Hello everyone, and welcome to Jumperman Tech, where we specialize in HVAC, we do everything DIY. And today we have a service call for a walk-in refrigerator. Thank you to everyone tuning in to Jumperman Tech. Today we have a service call for a walk-in refrigerator. The issue here is not that it's not working, it's currently working. The problem is back in that corner we have a mechanical old thermostat, and the issue is that it's 208 volts and they use an 18 gauge thermostat wire for that. So we're going to be running a 12 gauge BX cable to run that 208 volt supply, as I have found these wires burnt before and it was in a previous video. Here's the back of the box, and it looks like kind of a mess. Look at this switch cover, at least this switch doesn't have a cover. But if you see this right here, this is actually, this little thermostat cable is what is being used for 208 volts to open and close thermostat back there, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. This little thermostat wire is gonna have to go. We got some ceiling tiles open and we gotta make it to the condensing unit. Got Christian with the BX cable right there. We're also gonna upgrade to a digital thermostat. Here is our water source condensing unit. And wow, this doesn't have a cover either. Ridiculous. But you see this right here? That's our 208 volt supply to open and close that thermostat, which is absolutely ridiculous. This cover doesn't even seem to be on. At least it's not screwed in. All right. We got a defrost clock. It doesn't have a light on it. Looks like it has a problem. And here's our contactor. Now where's those thermostat cables? That should be for the coil of our contactor. Here's that thermostat cable. One goes through the switch, out of the switch, into pressure control, out of the pressure control, another pressure control, out of that pressure control, and then it makes its way to the contactor. And we just can't have that. We just seriously can't have that. So we're gonna have to get rid of this thermostat cable. Got my meter just to show you guys. When I go across the coil, it's actually plunged in, so we should have voltage there. Look at that, 205. So there's 208 volts on this little thermostat cable. We can't have that. We gotta run the wire. There's a hole right there. Maybe we can go down through there from the back, get to here, and then we gotta run this across. Okay guys, so I have fish tape. This is a new one by Milwaukee. The metal ones kind of get like hard to move. Oh man, look at all those exposed wires. Anyways, this one is it's not metal. I think it's nylon. I'm not sure, but it's some sort of like tough plastic. What we should do is first figure out how we're gonna get through here. Maybe might need to make the hole a little bigger. What's cool is that this thing's actually glow in the dark. So what I'm gonna do is get that up in there so we can feed the wire through here, and we'll start there. Let's see. Okay, I see it. It's just so much stuff in the ceiling. Right here. So I got it right there. Let's make this a little longer so we can be comfortable. Put that there, and this is here. All right. So we're gonna start with one end, attach it through some tape here, and then pull it down, and like that will make it through that hole. It might need to make it a little bigger, but let's see. I might be able to just push that through, but let's try this first. So this is gonna be the technique when we connect. So we want this parallel together. Okay, we want this parallel together. Now let's just start with a little bit of tape. Make it tight, squeeze it good, and we're just gonna go around, make it parallel, and like that we can push through. With the snake now, we might be a little bit tight, but let's see. Wrap this around nicely so it doesn't get caught anywhere, it doesn't slip, and from there we can pull, and we should get this side of the wire. So that's like that. Okay. So I get stuck in here. So I'm gonna guide it through. Now we're gonna have to get it to go straight in. All right, so almost like right there. Yep. Might need to make that a little bit bigger. I'm so close. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna push down while you pull. Pull closer from here. All right. Let's see. Oh God. All right, let's go. Pull it. Pull it, pull it. There we go. All right, take off the tape. And we're gonna run it behind the condensing unit. We got that started. And we'll make this as neat as possible. So we got this in. Gonna push it back here. Just to be away from this box. What a complete mess. Where's that BX? Stuck on something. Right there. So we got the BX here, and it's gonna go in through this knockout here. So this side is ready. Just be careful and we keep it right there. And then this, we gotta run it back. Christian's gonna be at that opening and he's gonna push the snake towards me. We're gonna tie the wire, then he's gonna pull, and then we're gonna be on that side, and then we're gonna make our way to the box. It's luckily not too far. I run that straight through. You're close. Keep going. All right, I got it. All right, so you're from there. Extend that a little bit just to make it easier for yourself. And I'm actually gonna tie the other side of the wire through, and then we're gonna pull it. So we're gonna follow that same technique, guys. Gonna follow that same technique. I would love to do it one way through, but that area seemed a little difficult. So we're gonna go through here, tie it up like we did last time, and get our wire to now that side. All right, Chris, pull it. Go ahead, I'll guide you. Pull, pull, pull. All right. Get the BX right here. You know what? Yeah. We're gonna do this in one pass. So let's get up there, pass it to here, and then we'll guide it through. All right, pass that through right there. Thing is, we gotta get through this. Hold up, this is kind of a mess here. Let's go on top and maybe through here. Guide that a bit to me. Extend. You're gonna have to extend that. All right. Let's see where that ended up. Now we want it here. Let's see if we can get to that, because this area is tight. Yeah. Right here. Let's extend that a bit. Hold up. Wait, stop for a sec. And let me push it. All right, extend it, go. It's got some resistance there. Hold on. Okay, so I got it right here. All right, I got it, man. We're gonna tape it up and then pull it all the way down. We're gonna start to pull that back. Hold on, hold on. It's a little bit in the way of that tile right there. Right there, go. Alright, guide it. You got it already? Yeah. All right, we're here now, thinking of making a hole in here, run that through, and then it goes straight down, and it could hug against this right here, and then we just tap off, and then we go in through here, and we'll reuse that same hole. Maybe we go straight down, parallel next to it. I put a little box here, make a hole in here. Put a little handy box here, silicone this, all that, and that might be a better idea. Just move some stuff out of the fridge into the other one. Something really weird is going on here. Another thing is, look how close this is. This is where the wire comes in from. I mean, you could barely make this turn. You could even see it, yeah, right there. So this is the thermostat cable. Right, and it goes into this thermostat right here on the right. Why is there a second one? What is this? There's nothing there. They're using it as like a box. What are those? Wait, this goes together, that goes together. What is this? Where is this little red wires coming from? Where's the other power that comes into this box? That might actually be the power for the box. Oh my god, what a mess, man. So the other side is this. You see the red wires? Oh man, so that's power coming in through this switch. It goes into one thermostat box, and then this is for the other thermostat box that's actually controlling temperature. Oof, man. That's a bigger job than I expected. Alright, we're gonna have to shut this down and redo everything. Alright, we're pulling 4.6 amps over here. This power switch is down, but it's running. Let's flip it up. And it turns off. The switch is on, is backwards as well. Alright, condenser unit's off now. We're safe to shut down the power for our blower inside of the box. Alright, let's turn this off and make sure, oh, I can hear the blower actually turned off. Look at that big opening in there. That should be sealed as well. So should this. You're losing air from there. I'm cutting this out. I mean, this thing is just ridiculous. This thermostat cable, man. Who in their right mind? That's it. I worked in this box before. I know the power that comes from the condensing unit. As far as this thermostat thing, what a mess. We're gonna pull that out, and then we're gonna figure out idea inside. We're probably gonna have to put in a box inside. How are they using an electrical box, something like this, right? Inside the old thermostat box is just ridiculous. I took off this cover here. There's really not much in here. Thing is, this thing is right, that hole is right there. If anything, we just go make a hole right here, this metal, and go straight in here, and then this can be one of the electrical compartments. And then as far as that, just bare wires pushing through. Maybe we should just put a box here, and then maybe what I can do is keep the thermostat right here, right on the box. There's really not much to get over there. So we got two powers here. I mean, one has to be for the fan, 2 wires for the fan at 120, And the other one is probably a solenoid in here. Because you know what? I don't think I see a heater in there. It's probably a solenoid valve, but what? That thing is just energized all the time. I'm gonna reuse this hole, drill a bigger one. I already knocked this thing out, and we're gonna put a box here. All electrical connections will be secure. Ooh, that thing is nice. And we're gonna drill the same through the other side so we can safely get the wire through. And we could even put something in like that. That's gonna be a perfect hole in there. So we're gonna go straight from above, like right here. Hit the pilot hole. Through the sheetrock, right? And we're gonna make the same hole through here. Okay. Covered everything with plastic. We're gonna run the BX in here into the box. I actually can't go through the other side to drill, so I'm gonna use this extension. To make it through that side. Cut the wires here, so this is still there. We still know kind of what goes where. There's a whole bigger hole back here, but you know what? There's a hole here that those wires used to go through. It's like directly through, so I'm gonna do the same hole here. Alright, so we have a hole here. I don't know if you guys can see. You can see the other room. So there's 3 holes like pretty much lined up. So I'm gonna go straight into here and make my connection in here. Then we're gonna get rid of that, put a box, and you'll see we're gonna try to do this nicely. There's another knockout up here I just hit. So what I'm thinking of. So the thermostat coming through here. Then the power for this and from the box will go into here. And like that, we could put some connectors on there. Alright guys, put in this box, put a hanger there, coming in smooth. It looks pretty neat. Put a cover on this, really needed it. And I'm trying out these Wagyu lever nuts. People keep recommending that. So I pushed the BX right through that hole, so it's pretty much safe there. And the red things, these little anti-short bushings, some people call them red devils. Anytime you cut, you want to do that. But man, this looks pretty cool. And I have the wire going into the blower section now, and of course we use the connector here. So this is all neat. Let's continue inside. Also made my connections here. Basically ran my BX in at an angle, looks really nice. Green wire is not being used. We only have 2 conductors here. One wire here goes to this toggle switch, and the other one goes to the other side of the coil here. Everything's nice and safe. And we also put a cover on this one, and we can close this one up. We're done here. We're also done behind the unit. Now we just have to do all the work inside of the box itself. I got this wire coming through there with a connector, and I tied it to the side to keep it safe. Anti-short bushings, of course. Let's start getting rid of this stuff and figure out how we're gonna do it. But pretty much the thermostat cable is just 2 wires going from the thermostat. That's it. But we're gonna be wiring things a little bit differently because I'm gonna be installing a digital temperature controller. Let's just remove some of this stuff and figure this out. Okay, so if you look closely, the red and white wire, those are our 2 contacts for this. All this stuff. That's pretty strong. I was about to rip it out. That has to go, and then this is power actually for this. It's just ridiculous, honestly. Let's try to neaten this up. Alright, so this is a bit chopped up over here. Trying to figure out what happened. There's only 2 wires coming in. It's gotta be, that's 120. Because I looked on, opened this side, and this is a solenoid valve wired for 120, and I know this blower motor is 120. So One wire comes in red here, and then it goes to these two. So one side of this, and the other side of that goes to the other wire. So the motor is directly to power. We just need to figure out what's going on with that solenoid valve, which is probably gonna be this. So there's two red wires. So one red, one to one side of power. Right? And the other red goes to the other side of power. So this solenoid is actually not even being used. It's just always on, but they left this on here. Oh, look at this. This thing is loose, man. Jeez, man. So that thing is doing nothing. It's just only the thermostat's controlling. So in typical situations, what happens is the thermostat, when the thermostat calls, it energizes the solenoid and it lets gas pass through, and the machine runs. Then the thermostat stops calling, it de-energizes the solenoid, so now gas can't pass through, so then the pressure comes down on the system, and then it usually shuts down with the pressure control. This is just nothing, just on and off through the thermostat. That's kind of playing no role. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is, because next thing you know, this thing, something's gonna be whacked out. They're gonna be adjusting pressure controls. Let's just let it be. I mean, if they let it be like this, I think they'll be all right. As long as this thing works, they're not gonna care. All right, so this is pretty much where we're at. I installed this, the Wagyu lever nuts. Brown wire is not being used. That's just the main power, but unfortunately there's no ground. That goes in through a straight connector into an elbow. Everything has the anti-short bushings. This one could be pushed in a bit more. Anyways, made my connections here where the fan and unfortunately solenoid is always getting power. I'm gonna need to feed power to my digital thermostat, and then the contact wires are gonna be these two that I ran all the way from the condensing unit. I'm gonna use the Renko ETC. What model is this exactly? I'll show you guys. Alright guys, this is where we're at. That box is closed. This is all wired nicely, and this is wired as well. If you guys want to know how to wire this and how to program it, I made separate videos for that. I will link that in this video's description. Little sensor I put through here, and I ran it through there. And then I'm just going to tie this. It has to be somewhere in the return air section. Like no space to do anything here. I might have to just go with the suction line over there, make sure it doesn't touch any surfaces. But man, this is definitely great. Looks like it's time to start this thing up. All right guys, I turned it on, fan started, and I heard disengage. That just is what it is. So we got 65 degrees. Here are the instructions. I'm gonna take a picture for you guys. So let's start it. First things first. Set F, the F or C for Fahrenheit or Celsius. We're going to use F for Fahrenheit. S1 is going to be the temperature that you want it. It's a walk-in refrigerator, let's say 36 degrees. Set differential. So 36 is going to turn off. And then let's say if we do a 3-degree differential, it'll shut off at, turn on at 39, turn off at 36, or 4 degrees differential will be, it would turn off at 36 and turn on at 40. So let's see, 3 degrees is all right, might want a little bit more, whatever. Let's start with that. C1 is going to be used in cooling or heating. That's what the H and C is for, cooling. D1, cooling delay, 0. And that is it, my friends. That is the programming there. I did make a separate video that goes more into detail. And as far as the wiring, every situation is a little bit different. But I made a video on how to do that as well. But you're gonna have to use you know, your own judgment as far as how you're going to wire it. It's going to depend on the system and what you have. All right, guys, just turn the switch, well, off, which is on, but the power is in there nicely. Everything looks good. It's running right now. What I did notice, look at this. Look at that kink in the pipe. Yeah, that can't be good, but listen, the thing is working. I'll make that recommendation, but it is what it is. I definitely went above and beyond, which the only thing we should have done here was just to run the new wire and install a digital thermostat. We did a little bit more there, and yeah, it is what it is. Let's let this thing run and see what happens. Here's the final look here. Everything looks nice and clean, and let me take you inside. Box temperature here is coming down. Christian just finishing up to clean over here. Watch out for a sec. It's at 54 degrees. That's the final look there. Oh man, that's a beautiful thing right there. New covers everywhere. Everything is safe now, and that is definitely right there. A beautiful thing. We're gonna wrap it up from here. I'm sure it's gonna reach temperature. It was there before. We did the electrical, and it's much better and safer now. If anyone found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe as I come out with new videos every week. Catch you all next time.